I went and saw. Oh, thank you. Very excited. Can I tell you a story for a second? Can I tell you something? When Sarah and I were 15, there was a great radio station in the city where we grew up, and they gave away tickets to this arena concert once, and it was like this like 3-month thing where you had to listen on the radio, and then they would announce where they were going to give the tickets away, and then you had to go there, and then they would give like 2 tickets to each person. And so even though it was like 12,000 tickets, we were hysterical because we were like, we will not get tickets. And my parents were like, they would hear, and then we would go and try to make it to a location to get tickets, and it would be during school hours. And so finally it was on a time where we were able to, or it was at a time when we were able to go and get tickets, and my mom took like us and like 85 of our friends and stuffed us all into the 86 Aerostar van and drove us down to the location where they were giving
popular
tickets.
vehicle, apparently.
Yeah, it was a good one. Anyway, so we all got tickets and we were so excited, and a couple weeks later we went to the show, and it was a bunch of Canadian bands, most of which are not playing any longer. And we were joking about it the other night that like all of them had like one song that we knew, but it did not matter because the amount of energy and work that went into getting the tickets meant that we were absolutely hysterical once we got there. And we didn't even have tickets in the bowl, we were like in the bleachers around the bowl. And when the first band came on, like it was like immediate, like we were just at that age where it was like as soon as music started, you started to mosh, you know. But we were like in bleacher, like we were in seats, and so you can imagine the injuries that we got from this, you know. I can't even tell you, I lost count. I fell so many times, like, and didn't just fall, like, you know, fall and then, like, I would fall and then people would jump all over me, or I'd like trip and fall downstairs. At one point there was like a full-on like crowd surfing thing downstairs, and like I remember getting into the Aerostar van at the end of the night, and my mom just like taking one look at us and being like, what the fuck? And I used to wear like, I would buy a pair of like vintage cords, you know, for like $3 at Value Village, and I would rip the entire seam all the way up to the crotch, and then I would put safety pins. And so I like go out to the Aerostar van, my hair, which was like super long, was like all tangled, and like my pants were completely ripped in half, you know. Yeah. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you. And my mom, like, she was such a trooper. She just like totally appreciated the enthusiasm we had, and you know, she would pick us up, and we'd all, you know, maybe have been doing a little bit of this and a little bit of this, and she would put like Sinead O'Connor on like so loud, and it'd be like, there is no other choice for you to burn out, and we'd all be like, woo, like just like totally fucking baked and drunk. Anyway. Yesterday we went out to the side of the venue, some of you were there, and we said hi, and I was thinking afterwards about that, like some of you that have been sleeping out there, and yeah, we're mental, but it's cute, and but I was thinking like, fuck, like we were just like that. I mean, my parents let us sleep in a parking lot once for tickets, and then
okay, but just when my mom let us sleep in a parking lot,
well, she slept there too.
She slept in the van,
in the 86 Aerostar van.
And when people found out, like at first we were really embarrassed, like we didn't want anyone to know that our mom was in the van, and it was a cool van, like it wasn't like a tinted window, like kidnap van or anything. But anyways, my mom, once everyone found out that my mom was in the van, because we made friends with all the kids in the lineup, but then also we were across the street from like kind of a project, and then all the kids from the projects came over, and then they wanted
Which really wasn't like what you're thinking. It was basically just like a lot of like 18 and 19-year-olds that were like cracked out and
sleeping on. It was like kind of like a flop house, and so they all found out that our mom was there, and they all went to the van, and so my mom was surrounded by like kids who lived in a flop house and kids who wanted Smashing Pumpkins tickets, and she was a therapist. My mom is a social worker / therapist, and so she started giving counseling, and all I remember is that kids were like admitting that they had just had an abortion, and kids were like, I'm on PCP, and my mom was like handing out numbers for crisis lines and stuff, and we were like, Mom! I just remember going over to the van, like it was for an arena, you know, and I mean, they were popular. It was the Melancholy tour, and like people were stoked. Yeah, it was super exciting. But I just remember kept going over to my mom's van and like getting like, I was so teenage angst, and I kept being like, what if we don't get tickets? My mom was like, I mean, you're 8th in line.
there was no internet. I mean, we were gonna get tickets, and we got up there, and we got choice seats. Like we could choose whatever we wanted, and we didn't even choose to be on the floor. We like picked like farthest away from the stage for whatever reason. We were so like just like totally out of it from having slept in this parking lot that we didn't even pick good seats. And I remember the day of the concert as we flooded in, and the people at the gates kept being like, no, you keep going that way, you keep going that way, you keep going that way. And we were like, fuck, this seems like we're really far away. And we were. And when the concert finished, there was probably like 15 of us that went together, and we wouldn't get out of our seats. And like I remember Sarah crying, and finally the people at the arena came over and they were like, out now. And I just remember being so excited about that, and we just, loved them so much. So anyway, that was like a 15-minute story to just tell you that we really appreciate you guys being here and being so into music, because we